2000, the Affinity series, so it's made of a real alderwood body. Some things right off the bat, it is very purple, but I really like this color. It stood out right away as something I liked about it. These guitars are pretty cool, man. Honestly, I kind of miss the Strat sound, and this gets that for really cheap. Of course, that does come with all the drawbacks of owning a pure single coil type guitar, so I'm having a little bit of issues with noise just because of the lights and things in the room, but I'm still getting a pretty good sound out of it. I paid $90 for this, US. I know I have some Canadian followers, and it was in the used section of a Guitar Center, which is cool. And it looks like this is an aftermarket pickup. I am 90% sure that is not the case. So I'm pretty sure this is just painted black because it looks just like the other pickups. It sounds fine. It doesn't sound particularly hot or anything extra, so I don't think there's anything extra special going on there. Now, the only thing I've done to this since I bought it, which was not that long ago, is I put new tuners on it. I put USA Fender tuners from an old Strat that I had, just the standard style. And that involves some drilling. I don't necessarily know that I would recommend that for anyone. There's probably tuners you could get that you drop right in without any extra modifications if you don't have the tools or the knowledge to remount these holes. I do not recommend it. When I walked into Guitar Center, I actually was planning on getting a new set of headphones. And I decided to go into the Platinum room, which they also happen to put a lot of used gear in. It was fine, whatever. And I was just going to take some video, find something different to play on, take a little video for Instagram, whatever. So I picked it up and started dinking around on it and played some blues, you know. Which the Strat, just naturally, that's where it kind of goes for me. I mean, there's a lot of cool things you can do with the Strat, but anyway, I ended up really liking it. So $90. Right off the bat, I was like, oh, I'm going to use those tuners I have. So I ran home, went to my friend's house, got all that taken care of, and I did some adjustments. So another thing about used guitars and cheap guitars is from the factory, they often come set up with light strings, and so this had probably from the factory 9s, and the guy who was playing it had 11s. So what you were getting is you could even see it, just the action and the neck adjustment was all out of whack. It looked like a bow and arrow, you know, this is coming up like this and all that. And so I end up adjusting the truss rod. Now, this is another thing that's unfortunate about Squiers and some cheaper guitars, is the placement of the truss rod is pretty deep in there. And so getting the right tool, I finally did get the right Allen wrench, but somebody else had been messing with it and had partially stripped out the head. It's not the end of the world, but it was pretty tricky to get it. So all I had to do to correct that from the factory, a lot of these, they give some bow and they have 9s on it. So if you add heavier strings, it's pulling more the other way. And so it'll do that. So you just have to tighten it to the right. So you're tightening the truss rod to bring it back down. I know it seems kind of counterintuitive. I wish someone had explained it better to me when I was younger, but such as it is. So yeah, I'm running 10 to 48 sets. So it's just slightly lighter than what the previous owner had been running on it. And they did some really weird things. I'm not really going to be able to capture on camera because I cleaned it off, but they had put hot glue where all the fret markers are on the side dots are on the fretboard, and it was like built up like a layer like that. And anyway, it was pretty weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But yeah, you know, the finish of it, you know, the finish isn't perfect. The frets are okay. There's not any frets that are buzzing out. But yeah, I'll show you just isolated some of the tones it gets and just run through the different pickups. So on a Strat, I think the best pickup is the neck pickup. Neck and a middle together, which is hum canceling, because you'll notice just the middle pickup. Bridge and middle. So yeah, lots of cool tones in there. Yeah, I've just been enjoying having a Strat around. The Fender clean sound is cool. If you want to do something in the, you know, in the ballpark of Jimi Hendrix, you can do that. If you want to do something from David Gilmour, you can do that. I also really like what you can get with a little bit of delay. You can get the sound to edge from U2 got, and just the way it hits just a mildly driven amp is cool. And that's kind of the tone I'm getting right now. The But yeah, for my setup on here, I'm just running a clean amp sim with a pedal called the Dirt Machine, running just a light overdrive. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, the reality of single coils in the single coil modes is that you're going to get some ground noise and noise from lights, which I have a couple in here, and the computer and the screens and all that. And yeah, there's ways to mitigate it and avoid it, and you can shield the guitar as best you can. There are some tricks, but for the most part, it's just a reality. I mean, you can gate it out and you can be careful how you record and all that. But yeah, anyway, it's just a really cool guitar. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll catch you next time.